for engineers that are being asked to do this and being asked to shift left, it's really difficult to do because there's a huge learning curve. There's a lot to learn. It's fairly stressful, and there's also some pretty dangerous things that can happen. So I'll tell you a story. We did this early on. It was 2016 and we just adopted Kubernetes. In hindsight, I think that was a little early, right? But we'd adopted Kubernetes and, we were shifting left and doing the great things, we were on it. And, devs were owning these microservices that we were breaking out the monolith, and somebody, deployed something and everything went down, and it's not supposed to have everything. We couldn't figure out. We were running around in circles, and we were like, the CEO is like, I thought the whole point of this new system was that it wasn't everything that went down. And this person had deleted the Kubernetes namespace, that we were using for all of prod because they had access to it because shift left, do the thing, you got the access. And it was called a namespace. So they were like, cool, let me just rename this thing because that's kind of a dumb name. And they just deleted the namespace. They didn't realize, you have deleted everything, this is a disaster. So once we figured that out, oh, wow, systems team then did figure that out. But that was, something that was quite dramatic that can happen when you're just, forcing people to shift left, and there's so much to learn, and there's so many valid assumptions that you can make that turn out to be really dangerous, incorrect models. So that's difficult. And then the other interesting story that I've had, challenges with shifting left, where I had a dev team that petitioned me to, I kid you not, return to the PHP monolith. And it was PHP 7, okay, which is a lot better, by the way. But they petitioned me. They were like, we want monolith. And I was stunned because we were doing all the cool tech. Everyone had their microservice. They could own it. They could do what they want. They're not waiting on some other team to update a config for 3 days. And it turned out that they had absolutely lost all sense of flow completely because they're in a dev loop. Their sort of time from making a change, committing it, seeing what that change was, that loop, that little loop that you want to be seconds, it was hours. They needed to get sort of 7-8 sort of interlinked services all running at the same time. Docker for Mac wasn't being able to run all these containers. Their computers didn't have enough memory. They had these really kitted out laptops that were sitting on bags of frozen peas. One of them had totally just flipped the table and got a Linux machine, because Linux is better with containers. And eventually they were like, this is just so horrible. We just want to go back to a PHP monolith because then we could just make a change and see it. And so, there's real challenges when you're shifting left that your team runs into where A, they can do very dangerous things, and B, they can kind of have this organ rejection where they're just saying, no, this doesn't work. We are just so unproductive. It's really difficult. And yet it still makes sense as an industry for us to do this. So we have to figure out ways to make it easier.